Latest on the showdown over the wrongfully deported Maryland man. The Supreme Court has ordered the Trump administration to facilitate the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from a notorious prison in El Salvador.
The judge at a hearing telling government lawyers every day that Abrego Garcia is held there is a day of further irreparable harm. We have legal analysis from Dan Abrams, but first, our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Michael. Well, this is becoming a real test for the limits of presidential power. A federal judge now scolding the Trump administration, alleging they've done, quote, nothing to facilitate the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia and demanding proof of the steps they're taking. This morning, a federal judge is giving the Trump administration 2 weeks to hand over information on what it has or has not done to comply with the Supreme Court's order to facilitate the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, saying there will be no tolerance for gamesmanship or grandstanding. The Maryland man, who the administration previously admitted was erroneously deported to El Salvador, shown here in that notorious prison, his head shaved, dressed in white. There, 80 inmates are jammed into a single cell. The judge declaring that the administration has done, quote, nothing to get Garcia out of jail, and that every day he spends in the high-security mega prison is a day of further irreparable harm. But the president has said he's powerless to compel El Salvador to release him.
He's from El Salvador, so that's a decision up to El Salvador.
Even though Trump's administration is paying El Salvador more than $6 million to hold him, along with more than 200 other undocumented immigrants who they've claimed without evidence are members of violent gangs. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele, seated next to Trump in the Oval Office Monday, made it clear he has no intention of releasing Abrego Garcia back to the U.S.
Of course, I'm not going to do it. It's like, the question is preposterous.
The Attorney General this morning definitive, saying he's not being returned to the U.S.
So he is not coming back to our country. President Bukele said he was not sending him back. That's the end of the story.
The White House claims Abrego Garcia is a violent gang member, though they have presented no evidence, and he's never been criminally convicted. He did enter the U.S. illegally in 2011, but in 2019, an immigration judge determined he should not be deported back to his native country of El Salvador because he might face danger there. Frustration across the country now boiling over. Fort Madison, Iowa, angry constituents confronting Republican Senator Chuck Grassley at a town hall.
These people have been sentenced to life imprisonment in a foreign country with no due process.
Trump's not obeying the Supreme Court. He just ignores them.
Down in Georgia, a contentious meeting with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. At one point, a man tased for not cooperating with police as they tried to escort him out for interrupting. After another protester was removed, Taylor Greene quipped he was kicked out, just like Abrego Garcia.
Bye! Just like that illegal alien.
While this morning, Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen is heading to El Salvador to try to bring Abrego Garcia back.
This is about the rule of law. This is about due process.
And now the Justice Department must now provide records and sworn answers about the government's efforts to bring about Abrego Garcia's release. And going forward, the judge is not ruling out the possibility of holding the administration in contempt of court. Robin.
All right, Mary, thanks to you.